This is Tlachtga, the birthplace of Halloween. Tlachtga, also known as the Hill of Ward, is about 12 miles outside Tara in County Meath, Ireland. This is where Samhain comes from. Not metaphorically, literally. The fires that became Halloween started here first. And the archaeological record here shows over 2,000 years of continuous use. The last recorded assembly was in 1168. Rudi Owa Connachober was the last High King of Ireland, and he hosted the last gathering here 1 year before the Anglo-Norman invasion, after which the site sat abandoned. By the 18th century, people had forgotten the name Tlachtga. The English name, Hill of Ward, was after a local landlord. But Samhain survived. It morphed into Halloween. The church had to absorb it because they couldn't kill it. Samhain falls halfway between the autumn equinox and the winter solstice. It is the point when the day starts to visibly shorten towards the year's darkest moment. On Samhain Eve, all of the fires in Ireland were extinguished. Every hearth, every forge, every torch. And the Druids gathered at Tlachtga and lit a sacred fire. Then torches would be relit from that single sacred flame. They would spread by relay, so each community passed it on. Every household fire in Ireland came from that one source. Samhain is an important liminal threshold in the Celtic Wheel of the Year. It was how society resynced itself. You had enough trust in the king and the druids and the community to plunge your house into darkness and wait for the hearth to be rekindled. It was also a checkpoint, the point of the year where you moved the cattle from their summer grazing to their winter fields. Any animals that were too weak to be moved were slaughtered and the community had a feast. The light is starting to die, you need the fire to survive. The hill was named after Tlachtga, a druidess. She was the daughter of Mugre. Mugre means slave of the wheel. He is described as a solar figure who can grow enormous, cause storms, and fly in a device called the Roth Ramach, the rowing wheel. Medieval scribes place Mugre in Jerusalem during the crucifixion. They said he worked for Simus Magnus, the sorcerer from the Book of Acts who tries to buy the Holy Spirit's power. This is Christian propaganda. Simon Magnus was their archetypal heretic. By linking Mugre to him, the church was demonizing pre-Christian druidic power. The wheel is a universal Indo-European solar symbol. Many Bronze or Iron Age sun gods are depicted carrying wheels or discs. It represents the sun's journey across the sky. If Mugre maps to the sun, his daughter Tlachtga maps to the land itself. Her name means earth spear or lightning. Lightning is how the sun's power reaches and penetrates the earth. She is the interface where the sky meets the ground, fire meets soil. Solar force becomes fertility. According to the myths, Tlachtga inherits her father's power and goes with him to study magic. It's on this journey that she is raped by Simus Magnus. She returned home, gave birth to triplets at this hill, and died in childbirth. Her 3 sons are named Darub, Coma, and Muach. Their names became the names of 3 plains in Ireland. The Dinhen Chas, which was compiled in the 12th century, holds a prophecy. Till these 3 names are forgotten in Ireland, foreigners' vengeance will not visit. By the time that prophecy was written down, it had already failed. The Vikings had raided, the Normans had raided, and these names had faded, and they were soon to be forgotten. Her rape is an analogy for colonization. When she is raped, the land is violated. She is still remembered as this hill. Medieval scribes, mostly Christian monks, blame Simus Magnus for this rape. They blame him for everything. He's the OG heretic, the sorcerer who tried to buy the Holy Spirit. He was the embodiment of corruption. This is not accidental. This story encodes foreign violence as rape. The druid's daughter, the custodian of indigenous knowledge, the one responsible for ritual fire who names the land, is violated by an outsider associated with heresy, greed, and illegitimate power. These scribes are Christian, but they preserve an older pattern. They know what they're writing. The rape is colonization. Simon Magnus is the embodiment of a foreign authority claiming what does not belong to them. Tlachtga gives birth to 3 sons, Darub, Coma and Muach. It's said as long as those names are remembered, a foreigner's vengeance will not visit the land. This is explicit. It's telling you your memory is what preserves your sovereignty. The triplets born from rape are Ireland itself, fractured, named, claimed and vulnerable. The trauma produces the next generation. But that generation will only survive if the indigenous knowledge, the geography, the language, the memory are kept alive. This is both a prophecy and a historical record. By the time it's written down, it's already happening. The names are being forgotten. The foreigners have arrived. The druidess is dead, the land is violated, and the fire is going out. The rape encodes a loss of ritual autonomy. It's the druids that controlled fire and time and sovereignty. Christianity and foreign conquest took away that control. Her violation encodes and remembers the moment when our indigenous authority was taken by force. The goddess must submit or be forced. The land is penetrated and possessed. The old order dies and the new rulers claim legitimacy through her body. The audience for these stories, medieval Irish people who were enduring waves after waves of invasion, understood this. They were living that prophecy. The daughter of the sun, the keeper of energy, is violated by a foreign heretic. This is what colonization does. Rapes the land, kills the mother, erases the name. So your victim is either blamed or forgotten. Tlachtga's myth survives as evidence. It is important you learn how to pronounce her name, Tlachtga. Memory is resistance, forgetting is defeat.